Finally Friday video. I'm starting off by scoring my cardstock. I've cut this piece of cardstock down to 11 by 5.5, and I'm going to be making a little tick mark on the cardstock at 5.5 inches. That's just so I know where to score the cardstock, so that when it's folded in half, it is exactly 5.5 inches square. I'm using a bone folder to score the cardstock, and it's always a really great idea to score your cardstock before you fold it, because like the one thing I see that just irritates me is when there's cardstock that's cracking. And so if you really want a nice finished look to your project, always score your cardstock. It's worth it to invest in a ruler and a bone folder or an embosser or something like that, so that you can get a really good scoring line. Now I'm using a background stamp by Hero Arts, and I've just put a little bit of brown ink on it, a light brown ink, and I'm going to be pressing it down. Sorry for the camera shake. I was really pressing hard. Anyway, I'm just putting it at a diagonal. I have a specific design in mind, and I'm going to have some large letters go across the front of the paper or the front of the card. And so I just wanted a dynamic line, and diagonal lines have energy, and they look like they're going somewhere, I guess you could say, either uphill or downhill. So I really like diagonal lines, especially when I'm going to be making such a simple card like this one. I always clean off my acrylic blocks right before I use them. I just use a baby wipe. It's the best thing to have on hand. Sometimes I clean off my stamps with baby wipes instead of using like a Stampin' Scrub or a stamp, like, what's the word? Like a fuzzy, like scrubber pad or whatever for my stamps. Sometimes I'll just use baby wipes. It's most people have them on hand, and it's really easy to clean. This stamp set that I'm using is from the Savannah collection by Seven Gypsies. They're really great for scrapbooking, but they're also really versatile for card making as well, especially when you want like a big sentiment like a happy birthday or a Merry Christmas or something like that. Something that's really large and is going to garner a lot of attention. The next thing I'm doing is just using a chocolate or brown marker just to write in Christmas. And just use your own handwriting. It makes it very personal this way. And then I'm going to be using a white gel pen to draw in some faux stitching around the outer edge of the card. It was looking a little bit too simple for me, even though I know I'm going to be adding ribbon in just a minute. So I wanted to add just a little bit of interest to the edges of the card. The last thing I'm going to do is tie some satin ribbon around the card along the bottom. And the easiest way for me to describe how to tie a really nice bow is to just keep working at it. You have to keep pulling the strings and pulling the tails and tightening the loops, and until you get it a way that you like it. That's really all I can think of. There might be an easier way to do it, but this is just sort of how I've taught myself how to tie a bow. And that pretty much finishes up the card for this week. I hope you've enjoyed another Finally Friday video, and thanks for watching. I'll catch you next week.